避難もしたいだろうし、でも避難しちゃえば生活が成り立たないので仕方がなくここにいる、ここに戻ってきた人、多分そんな人たちがここの保育園に多くいるんだと思いますね。悲しいことですけれども、こ
の映像を見てる人たちに伝えたいことがありますか？メッセージとかありますか？
誰が見てくるんですかね。世界中の人ですか？
そうですね。
だったらこの現実を知ってもらいたい。子どもたちは元気でいるけど、果たしてこれで本当に安全なのかなっていう心配がたくさんあるので、この現実を見てもらえたらいいのかなと思います。私がここにいて何も心配してないで済んでるわけじゃないので、もうやっぱりこんなことが二度と起こってほしくない。ですよね、それだけですね。どういうふうに受け止められてるんだろう、日本のこの状況で世界の方にどう伝わるんですかね。
伝えたいと思ってるけど、どういうふうに伝わればいいかとか僕もわからない。どうすればいいですか？
この現実を知ってもらえれば、この現実を分かってもらえればきちんと伝わると思います。
アメリカから来た。アメリカ人。アメリカ人です。皆さんはどういう遊びしてますか？
今、このローラー滑り台はなしなの。
なしですか？なんで？
放射線高いから。放射線に穴に放射線入ってあるから。
どこですか？どこ？
ここの隙間に放射能入ってるから。放射能ここの間についてるから。ローラーはね、放射能入ってるから。
今これは何？何？
ガラスバッジ届いてないから。
届いてない？
放射線を測るバッジなのから。自分でこうやってみて。
Thank you very much.
名前何で
イアンと申します。イアンです。皆様バイバイ。
Hi guys, I just want to take you to the situation concerning the children of Fukushima. Now there's not been a lot of news at all about this in any mainstream medias of any sort. They did report on the WHO report on the children of Fukushima, and I'm going to take you there as well. And I'm just going to go back to the 7th of May 2012 to this article by the Manichi, and it's talking about hotspots being detected at more than 20 schools in Koriyama. Right, I'm just bringing you to the next article, which is Tokyo newspaper. 6 in 10 Fukushima children tested of diabetes. There's a video of this, so if you scroll down you can see the video, and basically he's done some statistics. Now there is a high rate of diabetes in Japan, and you might question the statistics exactly. So, but having said that, if you were to read down this comment section here, and there is, there's 98 comments. So, but if you were to pull it down about 3/4 of the way through, and around about here, somewhere. Actually, there's loads of good links, so maybe just scroll down. But the ones I was sort of covering, which I had a look at, were, well, this is to do with the petition to the UN for the children of Fukushima, and also actually it's a general one for all children all around the world, because children in many countries don't have rights, and it's not been ratified in the UN that children are allowed to have rights. There's currently one signatory that, or non-signatory, one country that hasn't signed it, and that's America. And Obama has to take the ratification to. They've signed on to it, but they haven't ratified it. So they have to take the ratification to Congress. Congress has to sign it off, and then children all around the world, under the UN rights, under UN Charter, have human rights, the same human rights that adults do have. So, but at the moment they don't. So that's a real problem. It's got a pretty good video here, actually, that's worth looking at. Exposed World Health Organization beholden to nuclear interests, like having Dracula guard the blood bank. And there's a reason I'll put that link up, and I'll put it just next to the World Health Organization link. Now, this is the only news discussion on the WHO's initial report, which estimated Tokyo and Osaka infant thyroid dose, and also around Fukushima as well. So, if you scroll down, it says the WHO overestimated the radiation doses. This is a Asahi, basically. May 24th, and they gave some figures there of 10 and 50 millisieverts. So basically, that's a whole body dose. So thyroid. And this World Health report, it was set up for a PR campaign. Basically, went straight out to various journals and newspapers. And it was cut and pasted all over the place, saying how everything's okay in Fukushima, and that's what everybody was told in the on the Western press, or majority of the Western press. But if you read this and some stuff a bit later on, where we find out exactly how much these poor kids actually did get, or possibly got. We'll go from there. So at this point they're saying there's no problem with the thyroid, shouldn't be an issue. This is a story, family 100 kilometers from Fukushima, about 70 miles, and from the Fukushima Daiichi, 4, 7 and a 10-year-old have many cysts on their thyroid. There's ultrasound picture there. That's just kind of the main point here of this video, really, and it's a report that's come out that says that of all the kids that have been tested, so there's been about 36,000, 37,000, maybe a bit more, maybe 38,000 actually, and 35.8% of those have been found with cysts or nodules. I think it's mainly cysts. So it's 13,646 children out of and 24,000 don't. So that's at this stage now. After Chernobyl, they were sort of looking at these sort of things sort of popping up, sort of years ahead, 5 years ahead to be exact. But they're sort of coming up a lot quicker. This is a year and a half, and we've looked at the fact that the articles earlier, the articles that basically say that they didn't test. The government put out message not to test because they didn't want to disturb people, and now they did some limited tests and that was stopped. And this is a very important sort of article, and I would just draw your attention if you were to sort of scroll down onto the comments section here. If I can just scroll down. So there's all the details, there's a link to the report as well. Brought up the fact that Nature brought out a report, and it was talking about sort of much lower levels of 23 millisieverts and 33 millisieverts for children and adults respectively. And I make the assumption, is this Nature report true? And of course, when we look at the details behind it, there's certain studies sort of came up with, FRCSR, one of the commenters, mentioned a maximum of 87 millisieverts and 47 millisieverts for children. It's a lot more. It's double the amount for the children and more than double for the adult. So in the article, it's 4 hours of inhalation, and so we're sort of looking at what's going on there. And this is just the iodine 131 concentration, so it's showing up to 63 millisieverts depending on where. And the interesting thing is that one of the co-authors, as FRCSR pointed out, is actually one of the well, if you link to that article, I'll just bring it up because basically here it is. Now it's this guy here, and he's saying basically that the New York Academy of Sciences book, which was Consequences and Catastrophe for People of the Environment, which was kind of a big book. It said a lot of people died in Chernobyl, and it was done in Russia. So basically that's what we have. We have this guy here saying, well, that was a load of rubbish, and and making his point about what was going on in Chernobyl. Anyway, so as we scroll down, you'll see there's other comments going on, and there's a lot of discussion about the iodine 131. Alright, I'm bringing you to this article, and it is based on a 2001 study that was done on a control group in Japan. They had 0.8%, less than 1%, of cysts or nodules on their thyroids. And we're looking at the Fukushima study, recent one, with 36%. And it could be larger if they did the other 310,000 children that need to have this done. We could have a larger amount or a smaller amount. It's not looking like it would be a smaller amount. It depends on where the hotspots are, and where these children, what they've been eating, or where they were when the actual clouds went over. And there is some other considerations to bear in mind. There are other iodines. Right, now on this one here, the Fukushima study, it sort of came up with the fact that people inhaled up to 85,000 becquerels of radioactivity in 4 hours, and it includes only iodine 131 as a measurement. The only problem being for the people of Fukushima, the children, of the at-risk children, 350,000 of them. Basically, we can scroll down here, and you can see that this is Balanov again, who obviously did some of the Nature report, which was a very bad report, which I've commented on. It says at the bottom here, in our data analysis, we did not consider iodine-132 exposure due to a lack of information. Alright? Okay, I hope you can see that, due to a lack of information. And any news admins just kind of highlighted that, and then very subtly put underneath, absorbed radiation dose of iodine-132 was 10 times higher than iodine-131 in the northern Japan after the Fukushima meltdowns, and it also mentions that iodine-132 is 9 times more effective at irritating the thyroid. So when we're looking, I mean, I just sort of looked at that, and you know, we can always argue with percentages here, but just looking at the sort of those figures, when we go to the Nature report, it mentions 490 millisieverts as being the amount that evacuees would be moved at, and I hope you can see that, but that is, my mouse is working, nope, just here, 490. So that was the evacuation for Belarus, and so when you add up the iodine-131 dose with the, you know, which I did just basically, and the iodine-132 dose, which is 9 times more effective, we end up with kind of 393, which is, you know, about 3/4, as opposed to like a tenth or something. It's about 3/4 of the evacuation limit. So, and that's not including any other iodines that might have hit those poor young children. Okay, so I'm going to bring you to this article. I'm going to finish with this one, and it talks about a UK newspaper which reports on Fukushima children with abnormal thyroid growth. So, and this is all based on the reports that I was talking about. And as we scroll down, it's the Daily Telegraph, the author Julian Ryle, 19th of July. So it's pretty hot off the press. And they're talking about the 36% of children with the thyroid complaints. And they're saying there's no link to the cluster of the incidents and disaster at Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant in March last year. Okay. This is a quote off the article. The link to the article is on Any News. A study by the Japan Thyroid Association in 2001 found that 0% of children in the city of Nagasaki had nodules, and only 0.8% had cysts on their thyroid. But 35.8% of children have lumps or cysts, but this is not the same as cancer, said Naomi Takagi. So, an associate professor at Fukushima University Medical High School Hospital, which administered the tests. And she says, we do not know the cause of this, but it's hard to believe it's due to the effect of radiation, she said. This is an early test, and we will only see the effects of radiation exposure after 4 or 5 years, because that's what happened in Chernobyl. But some of those kids probably had much higher levels than some of the kids, and we don't know what they had either that's irritated their thyroid so badly, but they still have stopped the tests. So, I mean, basically there's some comments there on it, and I think I just make the point that this is just propaganda, basically, you know.
このような状態で人間が住んでてどうなるかっていうのをこれから見ていくような感じなので、結局5年後10年後経った時に小児の何か白血病が多くなったとか、
こうやって折ってこういう風になる。あーちゃんの友達は上がったって。でもゆかの友達はまだ死んでないんで。
県内の学校と30県外の学校の放射能の量は測ってると思うんですが、随分違いますか？
いいですか？ここの地域と私の地域ほどの差はないです。
じゃあここまで通う意味はありますか？そうしたら子供たち。
30年後にあなたが言うどうなっていくかっていうことがまだ未知数 X だよ。
車なんか全く変わらないから車通しちゃう。